Let me say something most people are afraid to hear. Your problem is not that you earn too little. Your problem is that you think the way poverty taught you to think. Because if money alone solved problems, then everyone with a high salary would be calm, free, and secure. But they're not. They're stressed, exhausted, and one paycheck away from panic. Just with better furniture. Low income does not destroy lives. Uncontrolled thinking does. Poverty begins long before the bank account runs out. It begins in the way decisions are made, justified, and repeated. Most people believe comfort comes from income. That belief is the first trap, because comfort does not come from how much you earn. It comes from how little you need. I've seen people with modest incomes sleep peacefully at night, and others with impressive salaries lie awake, terrified of bills, layoffs, and expectations. The difference was never money. It was mental control. A poverty mindset is not about being broke. It's about believing that relief will arrive with the next paycheck, the next raise, the next opportunity. That belief keeps people running forever. The illusion of more will fix it. People assume higher income will correct bad habits. It doesn't. It only amplifies them. If you overspend when you earn little, you will overspend when you earn more, just at a higher level. The numbers change. The behavior doesn't. That's why so many high earners live paycheck to paycheck. They didn't escape poverty. They upgraded it. Better cars, bigger houses, same anxiety. Why you can't out-earn stupidity. Money is not intelligence. Income is not discipline. If you lack self-control, money will not save you. It will expose you. Because money doesn't remove consequences. It scales them. A person who can't manage $1,000 responsibly will not magically manage $10,000 wisely. They'll just make bigger mistakes faster. The math is brutally honest. It does not care about emotions, intentions, or excuses. It only compounds behavior, the addiction to appear successful. Here's the quiet truth no one likes to admit. Most people don't want freedom. They want approval. They would rather look successful than be secure. So they buy things they don't need to impress people who don't care, using money they haven't earned yet. This isn't living, it's performing. And performance is expensive. Every purchase made for validation adds another chain to your life. Living below your means is not deprivation. Modern culture lies about restraint. It tells you that. Spending less is shameful. Saying no means you're failing. Discipline equals deprivation. That's nonsense. Living below your means is not deprivation. It is liberation. When your expenses are low, you control your time. You control your decisions. You control your future. When your obligations are small, you can walk away from stupidity. That is real power. The real cost of high expenses. Every fixed expense steals flexibility. Every subscription is a commitment. Every loan is a promise. Every unnecessary bill is a surrender of freedom. If you cannot sleep peacefully unless your paycheck arrives on time, you are not financially free. You are renting peace of mind, and rented peace always expires. Why low income is not the enemy. Low income forces clarity. It reveals what matters. High income without discipline hides mistakes longer, but never forever. That's why some of the calmest people you'll ever meet live simple, intentional lives. They don't chase luxury. They chase control. They understand something most people don't. You don't need more money. You need fewer liabilities. The turning point, awareness. The moment your mindset shifts, everything changes. You stop asking, how can I earn more? And start asking, how can I need less? That single question breaks the poverty cycle. Because wealth doesn't start with accumulation. It starts with subtraction. Low income is not the problem. The belief that spending equals progress is. When you control your thinking, money stops controlling you. And once that happens, even a modest income can build a powerful life. Most people don't fail financially because of one big mistake. They fail because of 1,000 small reasonable decisions. Nothing feels dangerous in the moment. Nothing feels reckless. Everything feels justified. And that's exactly why the trap works. The silent growth of financial pressure. The most dangerous expenses are not the dramatic ones. They are the quiet ones. A subscription here, a small upgrade there, a slightly nicer option because you deserve it. Individually, none of them looks harmful. Together, they create a life that demands constant income just to survive. This is what most people miss. Financial stress doesn't arrive suddenly. It grows slowly and visibly month by month. By the time people notice, they're already trapped. How modern life manufactures obligation. Modern society is not designed to give you freedom. It is designed to give you commitments. Every service wants you on autopay. Every product wants a monthly plan. Every lifestyle wants recurring payments. You don't just buy things anymore. You subscribe to identities, and every subscription is a promise to your future self that you will keep earning, no matter what. That's not convenience, that's dependence. The treadmill effect. Here's how the treadmill works. You earn a little more, your lifestyle quietly expands, your expenses rise to match your income. You feel no richer than before. You run faster, just to stay in place. People call this upgrading their life. In reality, they are upgrading their anxiety. Because now, losing a job is terrifying. Taking a break is impossible. Saying no feels dangerous. The treadmill speeds up, and stepping off feels unthinkable. Why reasonable expenses become ruinous. Every added cost feels logical on its own. This will save time. This improves my quality of life. This is normal for someone like me. But the problem is not logic. The problem is accumulation. The sum of reasonable decisions can still produce an unreasonable outcome. Most people don't collapse financially from extravagance. They collapse from too many obligations stacked together. The illusion of stability. High expenses create the illusion of stability. Nice home, reliable car, modern conveniences, but underneath that appearance is fragility. If missing one paycheck causes panic, you are not stable. You are leveraged. True stability means you can endure disruption without fear. Anything else is a performance. Fixed costs versus freedom. Freedom and fixed costs are enemies. The higher your fixed expenses, the fewer options you have. You cannot quit a toxic job, take a calculated risk, wait for a better opportunity, because your bills don't wait. They demand obedience. That's why people stay stuck for decades. Not because they lack talent, but because they lack margin, the margin of safety principle. The smartest people don't design their lives for comfort. They design them for endurance. They ask, what happens if things go wrong? Because things always go wrong eventually. A margin of safety means you can survive income interruptions. You can handle emergencies calmly. You are not forced into bad decisions. The first way to build margin is not earning more. It's owing less. Why lower expenses increase intelligence. Lower expenses give you something priceless. Time to think. When you're not under constant pressure, you make better decisions. You stop reacting. You start choosing. High pressure forces short-term thinking. Low pressure allows long-term planning. That's why people under financial stress make worse decisions even when they're smart. Pressure reduces intelligence. The hidden cost of comfort. Comfort bought with obligation is not comfort. It's camouflage. It hides fragility behind convenience. A life filled with payments feels normal, until one small shock exposes how thin the foundation is. If one unexpected expense can collapse your entire system, that is not bad luck. That is bad design. The quiet power of low burn rate. Your monthly burn rate determines your power. Lower burn rate means more patience, more leverage, more negotiating strength. When you need less, you are harder to control. That's why simplicity is powerful. Not because it's minimalistic, but because it's strategic. Why people ignore the trap. People don't ignore the expense trap because they're stupid. They ignore it because it's uncomfortable. Tracking expenses forces honesty. Honesty forces change. Change threatens identity. So people avoid the numbers and hope income will save them later. Hope is not a strategy. Stepping off the treadmill. The only way to win the treadmill is to step off. That does not mean deprivation. It means deliberate simplicity. You don't remove joy, you remove noise. You stop buying things automatically and start choosing intentionally. That's when money stops leaking and starts working. Most people are not poor because they earn too little. They are poor because their lives cost too much. Reduce the cost of your life, and you increase the power of every dollar you earn. Freedom doesn't come from addition, it comes from subtraction. Most people believe one lie that quietly ruins their future. If I just earn more, everything would be easier. It never is. More money does not create discipline. It reveals the absence of it. The income myth that keeps people trapped. Income is treated like a cure-all. People think, more money will reduce stress, more money will fix mistakes, more money will buy security. But income doesn't correct behavior. It magnifies it. If you spend without thinking when money is tight, you will spend even faster when money flows. The only difference is the size of the damage. Scaling mistakes, not solving them. This is why high earners collapse so often. They don't fail because they earn too little. They fail because they scale the same habits. More expensive homes, more expensive cars, more expensive lifestyles, same lack of control. Higher income simply gives poor habits a bigger playground. Why you can't out-earn arithmetic. Money obeys math, not hope. No matter how impressive your income looks, if expenses rise to meet it, nothing changes. The math doesn't care how hard you work, how smart you feel, how much you deserve. It only cares about what comes in versus what goes out. Break that balance and the outcome is guaranteed. The illusion of extra money, bonuses, tax refunds, overtime pay, unexpected windfalls. This is where most people fail the intelligence test. They treat extra money as free money, so they spend it without thinking, and within weeks it's gone. No progress, no leverage, no memory of what it even bought. How you handle extra money reveals everything. Extra money shows who you really are. If you waste it, you are impulsive. If you plan it, you are strategic. People who build wealth don't celebrate windfalls. They assign them a job. Debt reduction, emergency reserves, investments. They use opportunity to strengthen their position, not decorate their lifestyle. Loud money versus quiet money. Most people want their money to be seen. They want proof, validation, recognition. So they spend loudly. Smart money is quiet. Quiet money doesn't need approval, doesn't announce itself, doesn't disappear. It compounds while others perform. Discipline compounds faster than income. Here's what people underestimate. Small repeated discipline beats large irregular income. Consistency wins. Someone who saves a modest amount every month for years will outperform someone who earns more but spends emotionally. The world doesn't reward brilliance. It rewards consistency. The psychological trap of lifestyle expansion. Every raise feels like permission. Permission to upgrade, expand, indulge. But lifestyle expansion is addictive. Once you adjust to a higher standard, going back feels like failure. So people lock themselves into lives that require constant income growth just to feel normal. That's not success. That's dependency. Why satisfaction matters more than income. You will never have enough if you cannot be satisfied with enough. Unsatisfied people consume endlessly. Satisfied people accumulate quietly. Contentment is not complacency. It is control. Without it, income is never enough. Compounding requires silence and patience. Compounding hates interruption. Every impulsive purchase interrupts progress. Every emotional decision resets momentum. Wealth doesn't grow in excitement. It grows in boredom. The ability to do nothing when others react is a financial superpower. The discipline rule that changes everything. Here's a simple rule smart people follow. When money increases, savings increase first. Lifestyle comes last, if at all. Most people reverse that order and wonder why nothing improves. More money will never fix bad thinking. It will only expose it faster. If you master discipline before income rises, wealth becomes inevitable. If you don't, no amount of income will ever be enough. The final trap is not income. It's not expenses. It's desire. Most people don't lose money because they need too much. They lose money because they want too much, too often. And modern life is designed to make sure that never stops. The engineered urge to spend. Spending today is not accidental. It is engineered. Corporations spend billions studying how to trigger impulse. They know your habits, your weaknesses, your emotional patterns. Every app store and advertisement is designed to shorten the distance between wanting and buying. Impulse spending is not poor luck. It is predictable behavior, and predictability is expensive. Why shopping became a substitute for control? Most people don't shop because they need something. They shop because they feel something. Boredom, stress, frustration, insecurity. Spending becomes a form of emotional relief, but relief purchased on credit always returns with interest. Temporary pleasure creates permanent obligation. The 24-hour rule, a simple weapon, one of the most powerful financial rules, is also one of the simplest. Never buy anything the same day you want it. Wait 24 hours. Most desires evaporate. Once emotion fades, this delay restores logic. And logic protects freedom. Impulse thrives on speed. Discipline thrives on pause. Entertainment versus escape. Modern entertainment is sold as reward. You worked hard. You deserve this. But reward without limits turns into dependency. Many people spend heavily on escape because their lives feel controlled. When your finances are chaotic, you crave distraction. When your finances are stable, you crave peace. The goal is not to remove enjoyment. The goal is to remove excess. Pleasure should be seasoning, not the main course. Spending that compounds versus spending that disappears. Not all spending is equal. Some expenses compound. Education, health, skills, relationships. Others depreciate instantly. Impulse purchases rarely improve life. They just remove boredom. Ask one question before spending. Will this matter a year from now? If the answer is no, you're likely buying distraction. The power of saying no, the ability to say no, is more valuable than the ability to earn more. Every time you resist an impulse, your control strengthens. Every time you give in, the habit weakens. Restraint is not weakness. It is leverage. A person who can walk away from temptation is richer than someone who owns everything, but controls nothing. Quiet wealth versus visible wealth. Visible wealth seeks attention. Quiet wealth seeks independence. One disappears quickly, the other compounds silently. People who chase appearances are trapped in comparison. People who chase control are free from it. Freedom begins the moment you stop trying to look successful. Time is the real currency. Every dollar spent is really a trade of time. Spend recklessly, and you trade future years for present moments. Spend wisely, and you buy back peace. The true luxury is not things, it is time without fear. Why budgeting is self-respect. Budgeting is not punishment. It is protection. It is a promise to your future self that you will not sabotage them. Tracking money creates awareness. Awareness creates change. You cannot fix what you refuse to measure. Once the numbers are clear, excuses disappear. Designing a life that can survive. A strong financial life is designed for stress, emergencies, disruptions, uncertainty. If one unexpected expense can destroy your stability, the system is broken. Lower expenses create resilience. Resilience creates confidence. The final shift. When you master desire, you stop comparing, you stop chasing, you stop reacting, you start choosing. Money stops controlling you because you stopped obeying impulses. That's when even a low income becomes powerful. Final closing. Low income was never the problem. Uncontrolled desire was. Wealth is not a lottery prize. It is discipline repeated quietly. Reduce what you need. Control what you want. Protect your freedom. That's how the game is won.